ready?
Yes. Pull!
Yells!
What is up, YouTube? It's Ubu the Tech Guru coming straight at you. Today I have some weapon tips for you. And the weapon that we're going to be looking at is the K-Volt. And it has recently become more viable option to use as a SMG because in Data Patch D they reduced its spread so that I guess now it has more of a confined volt, against your enemy. So let's take a look at my class loadout here. As my primary, obviously, it's the K-Volt, and I have the reflex sight on it, which increases its range from 8 to 10. Or you can use the next sight, which is the assault scope, which would increase its range to 12. And then there's the pistol laser sight, which I don't have unlocked yet, so I'm not sure what that improves, as far as its statistics. For its end of barrel attachment, there are none. And for its under barrel attachment, there's only one, which is the extended magazine. What the extended magazine allows you to have is 75 rounds in each clip, and the gun comes with 100 or 200 bullets or 200 volts, either way, whether you have extended mag or not. Without extended mag, there's only 50 volts in each clip. For the modules that I'm running on this class, these are the ones that I would suggest, and they would include Weapon Pro, which allows you for faster reloading, maneuverability, because any type of class that you run with a small machine gun and SMG, I just suggest the maneuverability. It allows you to move around the map a lot faster, and get in and out of those, gunfights quickly. And then the other one, this is kind of up in the air, is Point Fire Enhance, which reduces the hip fire spread at various percentages depending on which tier you have. And then, your secondary and your explosive are really up to you. I'm running the Hammer 2 with the pistol laser sight and the extended magazine. And then I have the M17 frag grenade. So let's get into the gameplay here, which is, I believe it's Crash Sight on Skyline. So you probably have noticed that most of my gunfights have been either close quarters or possibly mid-range at the most, just because this gun is definitely not a very good long-range gun. You can see here that we're holding down the Crash Sight pretty darn well. Our opponents are not that good. It's 75-0 already. And you can just see the slow reloading of the K-Volt without Weapon Pro. I was actually not using Weapon Pro in this match here, and you're going to be able to see in a moment here when I reload, there's an animation where he kind of hits the side of the gun, and it definitely wastes a lot of time right there. You can see how it hits the side of the gun and does a reload. Now, I actually went into a private lobby and set Weapon Pro on a class and then did it without Weapon Pro. Neither times could I get the animation to come up where he shows him hitting the side of the gun, but let's take a look at a side-by-side comparison when I have Weapon Pro as a module and when I do not. So the top half of the screen has the Weapon Pro module set, and the lower half does not have it set. One test I show while aiming down sights. Now I matched them up frame by frame exactly when they start to leave the aim down sights for the first test, and then the second test I started them at the exact same time when they started shooting from hip firing. And as you can see, it's about 1.5 seconds faster if you have the Weapon Pro module set. And I don't know about you guys, but 1.5 seconds, when we're talking about a Twitch first-person shooter, 1.5 seconds is a really long time. So that's going to, be a difference of life and death when you're in the heat of battle there. I just went in and steal those guys' kills. But if we take a look at the weapons statistics, I should have the gun on the screen right now. And you can see it's called an electrostatic pellet gun. Now, they're ranked. The guns are ranked on a scale from 0 to 20. So if you look at the first statistic, it's accuracy. It does have some pretty good accuracy. It's 12 out of 20, you know, which is pretty darn good. It is an SMG, like I said, so it's going to want to be used in close quarter to mid-range at the most. That's just my, you know, my suggestion. Now, the rate of fire, that's really high as well. The rate of fire is 16 out of 20. The Typhoon, which is a comparable there's really only 3 SMGs in the game. There's the Feline X3, the K-Volt, and the Typhoon. You know, if we take a look at the rate of fire in comparison, the K-Volt and the Feline, you know, the Feline's rate of fire is 18, the K-Volt's is 16, and then the Typhoon's rate of fire is 20 out of 20. So it, you know, it doesn't really compare. It's a little lacking in the rate of fire, but the accuracy is where, you know, it's where it's better versus the Typhoon, and it actually is better as well compared to the accuracy of the Feline. Now, if we go to the range of the gun is, you know, as I stated earlier, it's 8 out of 20. But then if you put on the reflex sight, it's 10 out of 20. And if you put on the assault scope, which is a 3x zoom scope, your the range is 12 out of 20. The damage, when you compare it to the other SMGs, the damage is 8 out of 20. Now, that's the exact same as the Feline X3, and the damage of the Typhoon is actually 10 out of 20. So it does have, the damage on the Typhoon is greater than the K-Volt. And then the last stability, or the last statistic of the weapon is stability, which basically is the recoil of the gun. So the higher, you know, the number for stability, means the more, or the less recoil it will have, meaning it's more stable, less recoil. So it's the stability is 10 out of 20. So that's a little bit, it's actually greater than the Typhoon. The Typhoon has more recoil, and the Feline actually is the same as well as the K-Volt. They're both 10 out of 20. So hopefully you guys found these K-Volt tips and tricks. Hopefully you found these K-Volt weapon information helpful. And let me know down below in the comments if you've used the K-Volt since the data patch D. And please leave me a rating. Let me know what you guys thought of the video. If these in-depth, you know, Crysis 3 tips are helping you. And until next time, I will see you on the battlefield. Ubu out.